Welcome along to Spa then, this absolute wonderful season that's just going pretty strongly at the moment for the Kick Sauber. Bortoleto and Hulkenberg doing absolutely good job and seeing our Kick Sauber team into 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. Now, we're in a fight with Aston Martin to keep hold of that massive 5th place as we try and get one of these two drivers potentially to a future World Championship or a Team Constructors Championship. Now, we haven't got much parts to deliver for the Spa Grand Prix after a big break, but we are doing a majority of some research for next season's car. The thoughts are that we are in a position where we've scored decent points, we're going to achieve our board sort of requirements, and now we can focus on next year. But we are still going to bring some decent parts through, chassis and a rear wing currently being designed. Now, it is race day, it is Spa, and that is where we've got a board review in 3 days' time, so that could be interesting, but they should be pretty happy. Now, our car, I expect for the rivals to be bringing a good upgrade package to the Belgian Grand Prix, so we'll see how strong that may be. But look at this, we've got rain. We've got rain here in this circuit. That could be interesting. Rain on a Friday, rain in Saturday, and partly cloudy for Sunday. It's a sprint weekend, and it's going to be all the rage. So here we go. SQ1, moderate rain is here, and this is going to be an interesting session then. Let's have a look at the weather. What is it going to be doing in here? And it dips off a little bit towards the end. We could see some faster times. So we should probably start seeing some cars shortly on track. And as soon as that first car does release to the pit exit, we are going to follow them out. And actually, I think with the current times, I'm going to send now. I want to get a lap in. It might be that everyone else is currently waiting. So let's see if we can at least get a lap time. Remember, a long lap here in Belgium. And I think everybody is waiting for the end of the session. Yellow flag, Bortoleto. Now, at the minute, it's going to start easing off. So I guess that's probably not the right idea, is it? Let's call these in. Because I feel like we don't need to miss the boat here. Because everyone's now coming out. So maybe a little bit of an error sending so soon. But with them all out now, we've got a 2:06 on the board. And we are going to be one of the last cars over. That is what we want. Yellow flag out.
Yellow flag.
Okay, so here we go. It is SQ1 here in the sprint. We are going to have the best conditions at the end of this sprint session. So, SQ1, let's see how we can get on. We are going to be riding on the current P1, Nico Hulkenberg, for this lap. And let's get at it. And remember, it will get plummeted to last on the basis that we went into the pits. So here we go then, through Eau Rouge we go. And it is time to start our flying lap. No traffic is going to be in the way. So it's going to be a clear lap. And it should be, hopefully, some green sectors. It is. It's a 34-0 and a 34-0. Very, very equally matched in the first sector. As Leclerc does a 51-4. All tumbling times. It is a one-lap shootout here in SQ1. The question is, who's got the bottle? Who can do it? Who can get through? And it is a 45-0 and a 45-4. Bortoleto has dropped 4 tenths through the middle sector. That's not good. But Hulkenberg and Bortoleto are now into the drop zone. They've got to pull it out of the bag. There's a big gap between P1 and P15. 1.5 seconds. Hulkenberg slots himself to second. And Bortoleto through into 9th. What a lap time by Nico Hulkenberg. Right at the death. And that is him through. Again, we had to change the lap time. We noticed that it was going to be trouble if we went on that lap. Instead, we only had time for 1 lap. So, yeah, that worked out well in the end. And actually, at the moment, I would argue that it's the best conditions right now. So, everybody coming out. This is to get through SQ1. So, let's see, and we're going to go on board. And the reason we're going on board is because this track is going to get wetter, which means the pace is going to be slower. It is grim, it is dark. Let's do this. Eau Rouge, up the hill. We are the first cars out with potentially the better conditions. So let's see where we can slot ourselves. It is a 33.5. That's 5 tenths quicker than SQ1. And a 33.6 for Bortoleto. Now, Bortoleto's got to focus through this middle sector. That's where we lost time in SQ1. And this track should be starting to get more damp. There's a yellow flag out there. That's Verstappen who could be in trouble. And through the middle sector, 44.6 and a 45. So again, 4 tenths Bortoleto. Again, losing through the middle sector. So he could be in trouble. He could be in danger. Bortoleto comes round. And Hulkenberg does too. Hulkenberg to the line then. Our first time, a 50.2. It's just under 5 tenths off for Bortoleto. The question is, when these cars start coming over the line, where's it going to put... Oh, look at that. That could see us through in P6 and P10 because the track is getting more damp. So, Q2 of the sprint. Both cars in and through. So, again, really good times. Bortoleto, you know, he likes that 12th, 13th qualifying position. Not today. Now, most importantly, Lance Stroll will start this sprint at the back. And you still got Fernando Alonso for company. As we go into SQ3, it is time to see where we can put ourselves for the sprint. The weather is saying that maybe just at the moment it's going to be the better conditions. So let's send straight away. A lot of cars only just now coming out of the pits. Lawson and Alonso, Hamilton as well. Norris too. That might get in the way. So I feel like it's going to be pretty steady all the way. And hopefully the McLaren is a lot further away. And Bortoleto is going to get a clean lap as well. Fingers crossed, it's all about how we meet the McLaren in this lap. Are we going to get doomed by them not moving out the way? Or are we going to be pretty solid? Let's find out. First sector, 35.4 and a 35.4. It's only 900ths of a tenth in it at the moment. We're approaching that McLaren, I believe, shortly. And we're going to get it through the middle sector. Question is, can they stay away? Can they get them out the way? Here they are. We can see them in front. We're going to get them to the corners. They are not going to get out the way. Oh, that's annoying. That's going to cost us. Bortoleto now does a 47.2. You can see Hulkenberg dropped 4 tenths of a second in that. So Norris or Piastri, I think it was Norris, getting in the way. And now Hulkenberg coming round the final few corners. He crosses the line and does a 56.7. Bortoleto still goes behind him, 100th of a tenth. And that is a 156.7 too. But that is not going to be good enough because we are going to drop down. No chance we stay there. Look at that. Second. Alonso a tenth off. And we're going to drop all the time. It's a shame. I don't think I deserved that. But I've got ultimately what it is. Sainz has crashed in qualifying though. Sainz crashes. So he's going to be behind us. Gets on the inside. Loses the back end into the wall. He should be out of qualifying. So that means we will start ahead of Sainz. Will anybody else get impacted? Piastri jumps ahead. No, we will start 8th and 9th, and that is only because of Sainz. It was the McLaren of Norris who ended up getting in the way. It's a P8, P9 start, which is still good. It is Andrea, Kimi, Antonelli who starts on pole for the sprint. So, light rain in the sprint before we go for qualifying. We can start on the softs. We can go mediums. But I don't feel like it's worth it. We've got to be going softs in this race. We could go and try and split the cars and go to mediums. I don't think we should have to, really. But we could see how that does. We're going to have a lot of better tyres. We might as well risk it. Because ultimately, it's going to be difficult for both cars to keep it. And if we can keep the life in the tyres, we might just have a chance of pushing at the end. So let's try it. We're all about a strategy risk. You never know what might happen. Hamilton on P2. He will look to the left as he gets away. And now we are away and racing. The two bright green Kick Saubers lying 7th and 9th for the minute. Already got past Norris. Has Hulkenberg. Norris accelerates out of the corner. But it's the Hulkenberg Kick Sauber who gets ahead. And through a Rouge now. Norris on the back of Hulkenberg. But this is going to be difficult on lap 1. Bortoleto has already dropped a position. And note the tyre choice that he's got. He's the only car on the medium tyres. So Hulkenberg 7th. Now already, these are managing to do some good acceleration out of the corners. But here we go, on the McLaren, can we get through? The answer at the moment is no. We will sit behind. So I'm going to just cut down a little bit. I want to try and keep in DRS range, but it's going to be really important here to look after tyres. If we can do that, we're going to have a really good chance in this race. So we're going to go to neutral, we're going to go to light, and here is a potential move on the McLaren. We can't get through at the moment. It's still Norris, Ocon, who are both behind Hulkenberg. Now we should still get DRS then out of the top of Eau Rouge and down the straight, which should pull us back into the palm of Piastri, who does have DRS just. And we're going to keep on the light tyres. We're going to watch that gap though, because if it goes up to about a second, I'm going to have to start pushing. You can see the tyres around me. Look, everyone's on about 93, and it is now a second. So I've got to do some pushing to get back into a second, because Norris all over the back of us. And luckily for me, I have now managed to try as Verstappen has overtaken Bortoleto. He's back. Our battles with Max Verstappen in P11, and he has done a beautiful lunge up the inside, switcheroo, and pushes him a little bit for short for room. But Norris is all over the back of me, and I don't think I can get DRS from Hulkenberg to Piastri. We do get in DRS range now as I try and bring them tyres back, and it's going to be pretty tricky. I'm going to try and play the long game here. We are going to go up the top of the hill. We've dropped Norris by a second now, which is crazy. And I think it's because we are pushing our ERS system. I'm going to go balanced on the fuel now, and I'm going to try and bring that gap, but Norris is right behind us again, 2 tenths. It's Ocon who we're dropping all the time. Bortoleto dropping as well at the moment. I'm going to put him back on to deploy to get away from Tsunoda if we can. But we can't live with the pace at the minute. I can't seem to catch, and I'm killing my tyres trying to do so. But with these squabbling, there's a chance to get on the back of them as we come through. We should now get DRS down, or from Eau Rouge through the top, hopefully. We are pushing everything that we've got. And Tsunoda has just got past Bortoleto, but not anymore. So, we are trying everything to close the gaps. We are staying ahead of Norris, but Norris does now get ahead. So Lando does get ahead on the softs, and he is now onto the back. Now, if we can keep here, and we can keep in play, we are on for a point at the moment. And if I can keep Bortoleto here, who knows what these medium tyres could do at the end. It could be worth the risk, as now we're on the back of these cars again. And we're going to go light, and we're looking at a move up the inside. And that was a beautiful move. Can he hold on? Inside line, final turn. There's been a crash. Safety car. Safety car deployed. So, there has been a crash. There's a lot of cars pitting as well. So this was Ocon into the final turn. You can see all the cars ahead. He locks. Oh, he gets hit from behind. Ocon into the wall. And that is huge. Huge for this race, because now we are under safety car conditions. We've got a lot of cars into the pits who have just got lucky. The question is, do we pit? But we've missed a chance, really. I feel like we've missed the chance to have a pit stop here. I mean, do you pit and take the fresher tyres? Do we pit as well? I mean, we're going to go back to like 14th with Bortoleto. I mean, is it worth... It's probably worth the option, isn't it, at this stage? I mean, I might try it with Hulkenberg too. Let's pit for softs as well. So, this is an interesting one. Let's see if everyone else comes into the pits. And they don't. Well, there's a couple of cars. As now the Red Bull comes out. And Hulkenberg will get a quick pit stop, hopefully. Yeah, 2.6 is okay. 2.7. Oh, and he's got to wait for the Williams now. Are we going to just come ahead of Behrman? I think we are. So, let's have a look at the tyres of what happened. And I think these were the early pitters. So we dropped to 11th. Lawson went new. This could be an interesting race. So we're about to get racing with 10 laps to go in the sprint. Fuel is going to be absolutely key to the end. And what we're going to find now is we are going to get a really good pushing power with these brand new soft tyres compared to some of them cars out there which have got probably 20% less on the tyres. So this sets us up for a very interesting race. Now let's have a look from this sort of view. Look at the safety cars. Look at that for a queue. I mean, Hulkenberg is there in P. I mean, look, he can do this. I believe in where we are that both of these cars can absolutely try and get some points here with these offset of tyres. And I've just done my standard taking a thumbnail clip. 10 laps to go. The safety car is about to end. Hamilton has now launched. And it's racing time. 10 laps to go. Hulkenberg 11th after his pit stop. But fresher tyres on the Kick Sauber. Bortoleto started on the mediums, hoping for a little bit of upturn of events to go and attack later in this race. He's now pitted for softs. And now it is all about this start. So you can see Alonso, Albon would have been all over us if we didn't pit. And now whilst we've got no chance really of an overtake, I'm going to slot down, and Bortoleto has already got past Albon. And that was into the turn off the straight, and what a move up the inside that was. So now we're through. Hulkenberg. I'm just going to sit on the tyres. Not quite literally, I'd have given him a flat spot if that was me. But I just need to take my time. And I can push down the straight. Remember, everyone's going to be pretty safe here. Lawson is ahead of us. And now, let's try and attack Hulkenberg out of here. Can we get a move on the Williams? DRS enabled as we go into turn 1. And we can't make a move just yet. So now, I think Sainz has pretty much 4 attempts. We're going to go on board then and see if we can make the move. Because here we come. Down the inside. It is 2 cars. Oh, big crash. There is another VSC. It was caused by Hulkenberg going up the inside. And we witnessed that live.
Quite a crash.
Let's have a look. Let's watch his back. And here we go. We were 3 cars. 3 cars just don't go into a corner. The Williams turned in. Our front wing was still there. And that Williams hits the wall. Sainz not happy. But VSC is now out. So again, them runners at the front. Chassis and front wing, minor damage. Sainz has retired. So we get to look after everything again. That's all we can really do until we get racing. We are in 9th. The problem is now we've dropped 5.6 seconds to Russell. And now, is it VSC is about to end? I can't see because blooming Leclerc's got a mechanical fault. And I don't think it is yet. Now, hold on. Here we go. Oh, want to make sure I attack first. Because we're going to have to do everything in our power, now that we've got some damage, to try and keep this. The gap for Hulkenberg, 4.9. There's cars now all over the back of us. How much will that front wing damage absolutely hurt? That is what we got to focus on as we look at the rear wing. Here comes the Alpine of Gasly. Now, don't think they'll get DRS straight away because of the VSC, and they do. That's only under safety car conditions where you don't, isn't it? So we are slacking a little bit. Bortoleto has got Albon. So another Kick Sauber on a Williams. And what a view. Oh, I tell you what, we're getting brave on the inside up through a Rouge. And that is a move to be proud of. Hulkenberg then and Bortoleto are 9th and 12th. And we've got to find some pace. We've got 10% better tyres than those around us. Now the question is, can we catch back up? It's a 3.4 second gap at the moment. And this is no joke, but we have found that Hulkenberg has been overtaken. So he's obviously carrying quite a bit of damage compared to his teammate Bortoleto. So what we want to do is keep Bortoleto ahead. That is absolutely crucial. So we'll make sure we do that. And here they lie, the Kick Sauber teams going hunting. There they are. With the Aston Martin, we have got our rival in our mirrors. That's exactly where we want him. We want him behind us. but we're not gaining a point at the moment. So we've got to try something. We've got to keep this up. We've got 68% tyres, and the cars ahead, 62s. So this could be hard to try and gain back, but we've had to try it. And it's Bortoleto now, who is naturally the slower car, as we really do catch back up with these cars in front. And we are nearly on DRS range. It's a second at the moment. Hulkenberg will always get DRS, of course, by his teammate. But I think Bortoleto is about to get a dose of DRS, and he is. So we are into DRS range now. Now I'm going to go light on the tyres. I'm going to try and just look after everything. 3 laps to go. Could we get ourselves into the points? A point, not points. And Alonso's just got Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg is struggling with the pace at the moment because of that damage to the chassis and the front wing. Now we've got to keep this up. We're 8 tenths. We're about to go 2 laps to go. I can pretty much push these tyres if I want. Let's go. Let's push. We are right on the back. And out of the corner. DRS Bortoleto. Hulkenberg DRS 2. And we close right up to the Ferrari Red Bull battle. We're going to go to the inside, Eau Rouge. We're not going to try it this time round. And now down the straight we go. It is a detachment for the Ferrari. But that Ferrari pace is uber strong. Can we find a way past that Ferrari and into a point for Bortoleto? That could be key. And here we go inside with fresher tyres. What a move by Bortoleto. Come of the hour, come of the man. Bortoleto now up to 9th. Leclerc's lost out as well. But Bortoleto has got what he wanted. He's got himself into 8th and into the points. But Alonso, our rival in the championship, is coming with us. 2 Red Bulls ahead. Final lap in the sprint. We need DRS from the Red Bull to keep Fernando behind us. And we're going to get DRS because this Verstappen is pretty slow. We move to the left. Can we find an opportunity to overtake later on the brakes? Yes, we can. We are in to P number 7. It's a late attack in the sprint. There's a lot of cars ahead of us. We could make more positions. We have got tyres which are now pretty much worse than those around us because we're pushing so hard. And round the outside, Bortoleto into 6th. What a move. Bortoleto, what a man. He is on fire. Bortoleto, what a move. Have a look at that. Round the outside. Oh, an inside line. It's beautiful. Bortoleto is up to 6th. The question is, Norris has now been dropped by 1.2. Hulkenberg is going to finish what looks to be 10th as he goes off the inside for 3 cars nearly. But can't get it. Hulkenberg will come 10th. It's a great day racing for Bortoleto, who gets his points. And he gets a couple of them as well. I mean, Hulkenberg struggled with that front wing chassis damage. But Bortoleto is going to get 3 points from the sprint. That is big for what we needed. And we move now to qualifying. So qualifying Q1 is going to be in the rain. Chassis. We do have enough chassis. Phew. Panicking then. We do have enough front wings as well. So we could have a good race here. We need a good qualifying. So let's see what qualifying is all about. This is proper qualifying now. With rain chance as well. And only a little bit. So I think, again, we're going to wait for the first cars. They are all going out. So we're going to absolutely jump in. Let's see what our first lap time is though. As everybody on track. We look like we've got a good gap. We've got Alonso to get the toe. We've got Bortoleto behind Verstappen. And we come across the line and we're ahead of both Aston Martins. It's a 42.2. Now Hulkenberg looks a decent enough time. He's holding off everyone at the moment until Verstappen comes along. Bortoleto slots into 9th place in this. So after the first few runs are complete, we are currently in P8 and P16. So Bortoleto is going to be one of the last cars through then. Everybody has done their laps. We've sent Bortoleto. He did waste another set of softs as well, but he got in so much traffic. Now everybody boxes, and now it is down to a clear track for Bortoleto. No toe though remember, but he's got to find a couple of attempts on his best time so far. So through Eau Rouge we go, and we're looking for a good time through this first sector. We've got to go green to get him through, and it is a 30.7. So a 30.7 sector time, which does see improvement. We've got to find 2 attempts to get through. We are the only car that is delaying the end of this session as we come through the middle sector. We're about to find out if we are continuing to see improvement, and that answer is yes. It's a 41.8, so a 41.8 in this sector time. Now, can it be enough to get through the session and make it into Q2? Final few corners, right then left, accelerate all the way to the line, and we move up to 11th. Bortoleto does make it through just about in the end. So P8, a couple of interesting penalties come in, it looks like, as we move to Q2, and we're going to be starting on the intermediate tyres for this one. So now the rain is a little bit more, and looking at the track, it looks like it will dip off at the end, but remain for inters. So we're going to send a lap anyway, and just to see what sort of lap time we can put in. And then it's going to be interesting at the end of the session to see if we need to go to softs or in fact inters again. So let's see what sort of lap time we can put in. I think we're just going to get traffic at the worst time here, but we slot in just behind Alonso, ahead of Stroll, and Bortoleto is with me as well. Yellow flag for Sonoda running wide, but at the end of that first run, it's P8 and P9. So here in Q2, the track has changed to dry. Everybody is currently out there on intermediate tyres. So we, as you can see on the track map, are the very last cars to come across the line. So we should be having the driest conditions for these tyres. So we've got a really strong chance by waiting to see if we can get through. The more this track dries out, the faster our intermediates should run, as long as they don't overheat. So into turn 1 we go. It is time to see how we improve, and can we improve. And that is a good time by Piastri, who goes a 1:48.5 at the moment. We should see green sectors though in here because of the conditions now, and it could arguably be dry tyre conditions as well, with it now being 0.75. It's a 32.7 and a 32.9. Couple attempts adrift then. Bortoleto behind Hulkenberg, and now Stroll does the fastest time. That's how much improvement is in this track. Times are starting to tumble as Norris does a 48.1, Leclerc with a 48.0, 44.4, 44.5. We're in the mix with this track ever drying. Verstappen's a 47.0. We had the best conditions. We've got no excuse as Hulkenberg accelerates to the line. He will not get through, and Bortoleto won't get through. Maybe it was too dry. We are out for the first time for a while. Both cars are out in Q2. I think the track was too dry in the end. So here we go then, the start of the Belgian Grand Prix main event. Hamilton on pole. And watch out for our Kick Saubers on the left-hand side of the grid, hoping to get a good start. Hulkenberg needing to get points because Alonso is up in 8th. So we get away well. We've kind of maintained some positions there. We've got Ollie Behrman in the Haas. So Haas have brought some upgrades, it seems, to this race here in Spa. On lap 1.1, we're down the straight for the first time. DRS does not enable until lap number 2, as Bortoleto has a look at the inside of Hulkenberg, but no move doing. 44 laps are on this circuit for the drivers and teams to complete. And can we get both cars into the points? We are sitting in that unlucky 11th position at the moment. Now, earlier in the real F1 season, Behrman was the favourite for 11th place most times round. And now we're going to try and see if we can get him back. Now, no one really on the hard tyres. This is expectation of a 2-stop race. I did have a look at the 1-stop, but didn't really seem possible. It wasn't really fast enough. So it was the 2-stop. I know I usually show you that. I don't think I did this time. As now we get a good exit, and we're already ahead of the Haas. Look at that. We are in formation lock. Formation, as we take a quick snippet. And that is now the Kick Saubers trying to get through. Both cars are ahead. So, from 11th and 12th to 10th and 11th. That is what you call great teamwork. As Verstappen has a mechanical fault in P2, so it's Hamilton who leads from Verstappen in second, Russell, Antonelli, the two Mercedes cars, followed by the two McLaren cars, sitting 5th and 6th. Alonso is 7th, with Leclerc and Lawson and Hulkenberg rounding out the top 10. But all over the back of Mr. Lawson is currently Nico Hulkenberg, who tried to get a good exit with DRS as well, but he's going to get DRS from the Ferrari of Leclerc. So we can see if we've got the pace down the straight, we've got decent enough speed as we get some good acceleration. We close up, Lawson detaches a second now, and this could mean, he has got DRS still, he was within a second in the detection point, and he will stay ahead at the moment. So I'm going to try and just standardise this as we're around the outside. Both Kick Saubers fighting each other. That's not what we necessarily need. So we're going to try and just sit within, gain some ERS back on these early laps. And hopefully, I mean, it's Lawson holding up everybody at the moment. Lawson is on soft tyres too. As we try and close the gap, conserve and keep in DRS. We're getting closer and closer all the time. And now, it might just be worth a little nibble of that DRS system as we go up Eau Rouge. So we get closer and closer. Lawson got the gap to 1.5. He's going to be screaming for that activation of DRS, but he's not going to get it. I don't think 1.1. And now it's our turn. It is Hulkenberg's turn to have a go at the Red Bull as he goes to the inside. And it's a fantastic move. Pushes him a little bit wide, but he has got ahead. Bortoleto has kept Behrman behind. Stays 11th. And he's trying to close the gap. And that gap is to Lawson. So let's maybe push a little bit and see if we can just drop Behrman. Because at the minute, 0.6 of a second, 2.1 to Lawson, who is all over the back of us. But we are within the front runners at the moment. All stacked behind the leader, Hamilton, on lap 4. It's 0.6 from Hulkenberg to Leclerc. And we're just trying to extend, not necessarily extend, but just trying to look after the tyres a little bit while we're in this traffic. And I'm hoping that we're going to keep DRS. Lawson is right behind, but we will get that DRS. And Bortoleto will also now get DRS. So we close up a little bit. We'll move back down to standard. Should close up through the corners, which we do. And this little train ahead of us, which is all behind Hamilton. I think Lawson went for a move there, couldn't get done. So it's all a big DRS train of what happens at Spa can usually be this case. It is tricky to overtake unless you're deploying DRS. So coming through this last sector, lap number 5, nothing really changing. Lawson just losing a second and Bortoleto keeping within as well. Oh, Bortoleto. I mean, he got through, but he smashed his way through. What? He absolutely smashed his way through on my screen. Oh, he swerved at the last... Tell you what, that's a classic move. He swerved at the last second and got through. What a move by Bortoleto. So that is now P9, P10, both cars into the point as Hulkenberg starts to drift away. Bortoleto has got DRS, that's bringing him closer. But we still need to close that gap. Lap number 6. If we can get on the tail of these cars, then I'm going to be pretty happy. We have used more tyres as Lawson has just got back ahead of Bortoleto. Maybe the old FIA had something to say about that. We went through him. And now we are on the back of the Ferrari. So we can just nudge back down a little bit. And Bortoleto struggling a little bit more now. So Behrman is back on him. Hulkenberg is right behind, and everyone's getting really stuck behind. I mean, it's a close battle. There is the leader. I mean, a nice little undercut wouldn't go amiss here. That's for sure. There's now 0.9 to a second. I think we're just not going to have DRS here, and I think Lawson is going to potentially crawl. We do sneak a DRS, which is good. That's a massive help. So, coming in, and we are now right behind the Ferrari, who is slow, and we are right behind with Bortoleto. So, 9th and 11th. This is not bad. But again, it's just hard work out there. And we are now right behind Leclerc. Leclerc Softs, again, look at the tyre management difference, 80%. So a big tyre management delta for the Ferrari. And this Kick Sauber isn't great on tyres, we already know that. But here's Lawson, is he going to make a move? He's not. We are going to still just top up where we can. DRS will open again into turn 1. As long as we stick within DRS, I'm going to be pretty happy. 9 tenths, we should get the trigger of DRS from the rear wing. And we do. So we're going to still keep that top speed. Bortoleto is in trouble here. And that is a move for Ollie Behrman, who gets through. We fight it, but we're not going to be able to keep it. He does look at the inside again. And I tell you what, Bortoleto is coming of age. He's back through into 11th. So good moves by Bortoleto. Seemingly struggling on the tyres. But we're in a little bit of a DRS train here with Bortoleto detached. So Liam Lawson pits in. Early pit stop for Liam Lawson.
Oh no!
And he's had a slow pit stop as well. So I want Bortoleto to not fight the teammate. Because Bortoleto is right behind us. We're going to make him be our rear gunner. So we kind of... Wow. Okay. The Williams comes through. And our tyres seemingly are not great. So Hulkenberg, we've asked to push the ERS. Bortoleto, we've not really asked him too much, but I feel like we need to keep in. But look at that Williams. He's absolutely all over the back. We're struggling to keep up with him. Lawson is now last, but Lawson went onto medium tyres. That is what we're going to be doing. But that's an early stop for Liam Lawson. Can we hold the Williams? But that Williams has just seemingly got so much more pace than us right now. Bortoleto is going to get DRS. We really want the Williams ahead of us, and we do get the Williams ahead, because that means we are now going to get, well, I thought we were going to get DRS. We've just put the move back on him, but now Albon will get, no, we got the DRS, so we do. Oh, and Bortoleto comes through. 8th for 9th, thank you very much. That is a great overtake. So these two cars fighting with the Williams is exactly what we need to do. We've dropped away from Leclerc though, so the pace we couldn't manage, and it is now 6.8 seconds. So 6.8 seconds to the Williams, to the Ferrari. And it's going to be hard to try and gain anything in this race, but we might be where we are. So let's see how this Williams does if he can get past. Bortoleto set to don't fight teammate. And now we're going to continue to push. So now Bortoleto's dropped to second. But we're going to keep pushing Hulkenberg. And I think Albon is going to be past here. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Williams come at us as he drops to the inside. Moves ahead. The Williams is back ahead of us. So he moves into 9th does Albon. We're still taking good points though. Stroll and Alonso 13th and 14th. This is still okay. So, safety car deployed, and that is right on our pit stop window. We had both cars. I was about to come to you and say, we're going to double stack. And now this was Albon who was fighting us, just pitted. Racing Bull up the inside, the Haas there as well, and the Haas takes the Williams out. Front wings completely gone. The Haas and the Williams then are out. So that is a rival. Is that Behrman as well? It was. So two cars that were fighting us then are now out. So now we can pit, and we are pitting for our... Literally, we're on our pit stop stint, and that safety car was a perfect time. So what we can do then is get both cars into the pits, and look at ahead. Everybody is in. Everybody pits. So the good news for us now is that we're going to get back to the pack. That is the good thing. So let's see where we come out after all these pit stops. 2.4, good stop. And 2.5, decent stop as well. So good stop by the team. It's going to be P9 and P11 as we come back out and we await the ending of the safety car. So it wasn't out for long. It's ending already. Lap 17 going to 18. Norris leads us away. Medium tyres, and that is mediums and hards for most of the cars. Only one hard actually, Gasly. So this is going to be interesting to see how he rocks. And he is currently now ahead of us. So we've got to get past Gasly. As that safety car has ended, we're away on lap 18 with Bortoleto sitting just outside of the points. So into the end of the straight we go. and hopefully we can get through past soon, because that hard tyre is going to have some warm-up issues and is going to be the slower race tyre, especially when you compare that to a new medium versus a new hard. And already, there you go, Bortoleto with a wise move up the inside, and he is now into 10th, Gasly back to 12th. So now we got to kick on. Right on cue for tyres. We're going to extend these stints a little bit as well, but key, Fernando Alonso, 80% tyres, currently ahead of us, so he could be a good opportunity to overtake. And remember, we need the move against the Aston Martin for fighting for 5th place in the championship. So DRS enables. Here comes the move on Fernando. Inside of Eau Rouge. Again, what a move. We've seen that multiple times. And we are ahead. Hulkenberg gets Alonso. Bortoleto with the Red Bull of Lawson. Remember, he pitted earlier to try and undercut and got caught out by the safety car. So now we are back behind the Ferrari of Leclerc. Back in 8th place. We're going to go back down to standard. We're going to top up, but keep the fuel burning because that is 1.1 and we're plenty on fuel. Hulkenberg's got a little bit detached, but I can't keep pushing all the time. Alonso is getting detached as well, 8/10. I don't think I can get that to a second. He's going to get DRS, he is. And we got another yellow flag. Stroll this time. I think he'd had a lock up or a spin. Are we going to get DRS here? Stroll spun. DRS. Will it open? It will. That is massive because now we hunt the Ferrari of Charles and we're right on the back of him. So a good move up to 7th will give us some breather over the Aston Martins of Alonso. Now Stroll out of the picture. And again, we're all just stacking up behind Hamilton this time. So we've got to try and keep within a second to get that DRS benefit. Keep Alonso out of it as well. And Bortoleto currently at the moment 2 seconds adrift from Lawson. Now did Lawson re-pit? He didn't, so he stayed on the medium tyres that he pitted on. And now we should get some DRS. But I've got to top up. That is what's going to slow us down. Another yellow flag. And another safety car. Oh wow, what a race.
And we've had a crash on track.
This is. Let's have a look what happened. I think it was the other Williams then. Carlos Sainz. There is an Aston Martin potentially involved here. Or just a Racing Bull. The Aston Martin goes into the back. That is a huge, huge accident. And will that see the Aston Martin of Stroll out as well? It will. So both cars are out. And that is huge because ultimately that is 1 Aston Martin and 2 Williams out of our championship. Now what I might do is go for I could go to hards and get to the end. I could go to softs. I could stay on these tyres. I could go to a brand new medium. This is difficult little opportunity here to see what to do. Kind of need to know what the pack are going to do to know if I need to pit or not. Obviously, safety car is huge because it extends the stint. I mean, surely a bit of hard tyre here wouldn't be the worst. The problem is it's 7/10 a lap slower. That is my worry. So, can I go soft? I can't. I reckon I might chuck a medium back on, but it's not really a lap time benefit. So I might just stay on these tyres. Now, I was concerned. Do I pit? Do I not pit? Well, it seems like most people pit. Now I'm 4th and 6th. We've got a lot of newer mediums around there. The question is, can they go to the end? It's still 20-something laps, but we are going to go for softs later on. I mean, mine say I can do about... it's going to be close. Let's see what happens. It's time to deploy. We are sat 4th and 6th. Multiple safety cars in this race. It is time for this race to get going yet again. Green flag is out and Norris has started. So here we go then, 4th and 6th for our cars. Only 4 cars retired now, 16 cars remain. And the question is, have we made the right choice? Are we going to kill off some points here by doing what we've done? And we've already detached massively. I mean, we are fighting cars that we are not expected to fight against. With Russell, there's another yellow flag in Sector 1, and Sonoda has now crashed. Another car, Eau Rouge with the Racing Bull. just goes off. Oh, I mean, that would usually be suspension damage terminal, but I think Sonoda survived somehow. Maybe he bounced off it straight. Who knows? There he is. So 5th and 6th. And we are actually on harvest. I mean, I'm not going to get anywhere with harvest, am I? No wonder Hulkenberg was slow. Lap 23. What is the move that we do? Alonso is down in 12th. We are going to be pitting for softs. I mean, it's a long way to go, 22 laps on the mediums in this race. So, it's going to be interesting to see if they can do it. But we are attacking, trying to get back into DRS of Russell. That is 1.7. We're going to make sure that we don't fight our teammate, which we've already got on. And now fuel is pretty much good to the end, most likely. Bortoleto, a 10th on. He is going to be what I class as our rear gunner. Oh, yeah. Okay. Verstappen got ahead. Can we keep ahead of Verstappen? We can. Who's on softs? So Verstappen will be pitting again. But at the moment, we can't keep the pace with those cars ahead of us. They are super fast. 2.8 seconds. Bortoleto and Verstappen going at this all the time. And that soft tyre of the Red Bull has just played dividend. He's got through. So, 5th and 7th, which, you know what, I'm absolutely fine with. But I feel like we're not going to have the pace for a while in this race until we go to softs. I think the cars at the top are going to be holding on to tyres at the end, as Verstappen now round the outside. And we get the acceleration that we need, but we're going to lose the chance of DRS, because here will come Max Verstappen on those soft tyres. We defend to the inside. Verstappen takes the inside, shows his class, and he is up to 5th. 6th and 7th we are then. Hamilton behind us. We've kind of out of position, of course, because of the cars that have pitted, and we didn't. So we are running higher. Key is Ocon. I think Ocon's going to be pitting again. So again, 16 cars remain. We're very much in the fight. We've got 1.2 to Verstappen. We're going to have to try and look after some tyres a little bit and come back to pit. But 6th and 7th, there's a long way to go still. And another crash. So this Spa race has been crazy. Down the straight again, Jack Doohan with the Visa cash out, well, the Racing Bull this year. Oh, tries to turn in. You're never getting through there. There's a car there, mate. And that is another crash, another damage, but no safety car this time. It's lap 26. We are 3.5 seconds as Bortoleto just loses out to Hamilton. So we've had another VSC, but we've just gone past the blooming pits. We could have got in the pits and got the cheapest pit time. But it's another crash. It's Jack Doohan this time. We've seen him in the walls earlier. He's on his own. In the finals, coming through the middle sector, loses the rear end and hits the wall. Now the problem is we just missed out there because we are going through turn 1. So if this VSC remains up until the potential pit, we could get in and get a cheap pit stop. But when does this end? Right, okay, I'm going to have to pit both here because it's still cheaper to do. So let's get the softs in. We're going to double stack, but we're under VSC. So both cars now in. We've got to do this. It's a slower pit time, of course. But it's got to be key. 2.5, that's good. Oh, no way. 6.5. I mean, it might not cost Bortoleto too much. VSC now ending. So we can start to push. And it is now green. So we just made the pit stop there. Just made the pit stop. Absolutely perfect. And now we can absolutely deploy. We are down to 11th and 12th. There's 11 laps to go. We're on softs. I feel like everybody else is kind of going to the end. And now it's a race on to get to the back of Alonso. 5 seconds to make up. A few laps later, we've made that gap. Here comes our first attempt of point scoring then. Fernando Alonso, our key rival, as we go to the inside. And we leave him absolutely wondering. That is Bortoleto into 12th at the minute still. But it was a great move for Hulkenberg to get to 10th. And now he's got to focus on getting Gasly. He's got the fastest lap of this race. You can see by the lap time of 44.5. That's like 2 seconds quicker than some of the cars out there. And we're not really pushing these tyres too much. I'm going to go aggressive on the tyres. Obviously, Bortoleto has got used set. And now, we're all over the back of Gasly for another point. Can we get Pierre Gasly? We've got to get him quick. Because if we can get him quick, we can get him on the back of Leclerc. And at the moment, we can't get him too quick. As we go to the inside line. The Alpine's top speed is looking pretty strong. But now, we're going to try and move. As we go to the outside, go to the inside. Can we get through on acceleration? Yes, we can. We are now up to 9th place. So 9th place, we should get good acceleration away. And the question is, they will get DRS, they will come back. But now the race is on. 3.9 seconds, it's going up to about 4 because Leclerc's got DRS. And now we've got to drop Gasly as well. Bortoleto 3.8 away at the moment, seemingly struggling a little bit to close them gaps. But at the moment, we've got another 2.5 seconds to get. So there's just been a little accident. Antonelli's had a spin. That's promoted us up another position. There he is. He was running nicely. Lost the back end. And that's put him behind Hulkenberg. So this is nice. Here comes Hulkenberg. And he is now caught up to a lot of these cars. So let's attack. Let's go to deploy. There is a group of cars as we come into the final corners. And now, can we get Hulkenberg back through and score? Is a podium on here today? Who knows? Now, it's time to try and get through. He goes, as we've seen so many times already. What a move. Hulkenberg up to 7th. And now he comes down to get the Ferrari and the Red Bull. And he goes to the inside. Can't make that move stick. And he'll settle for 7th at the moment. Going for the Ferrari. Gets him on the inside. Another good move by Nico Hulkenberg. Gets himself up to 6th. These soft tyres are now playing ball. Now we're seeing that pace. And we go again. Inside line. It's up to 5th for Nico Hulkenberg. So 5th place for Nico. Bortoleto. And there's some smoke coming out the back of Alonso's car. Look at that smoke. He is terminal on that car. He is struggling. You might see Alonso potentially box. You do. Alonso is out of this race. We are up to 11th. Can we get Gasly a point? No. That is key. Now, here's the battle. Verstappen, right behind us. With DRS. We try and keep the position. We do. Tyres, Verstappen, 40%. We've got to keep pushing. Can we get Bortoleto into the points? Because Antonelli's tyres are awful. So a late charge for points here in Spa. Oh, God, here he comes. What's this? Come on. Here's another car. Here's 4th Hamilton. All right, come on, man. Come on, then. Let's see what we've got. Alonso retired. So both Aston Martins and both Williams are out. But now, can we get points? Can we find it? There is the Mercedes. There is Gasly as well. Verstappen, 3.6 seconds behind. Now Hulkenberg is 2.5 behind. Lap 43. Trying to deploy when we can. This is crucial. Racing. Lap time last time round. It was still way quicker. 1.7 seconds quicker than Hamilton. Can we find a 4th place finish? And can we get a point for Bortoleto? These soft tyres, Antonelli, you know his tyres, 25%, struggling massively. Can we find it? Hulkenberg gets the gap to 1.8 now, 1.7. That gap is tumbling all the time. As now we top up. Come on. Got to deploy again. We've got to find Bortoleto some pace. Hulkenberg some pace too. We're on the final lap then. And we need Bortoleto to make a move. Strap yourself in. Here we go for a thriller of a lap. 1.7 Hulkenberg. He's not going to be gaining any more positions. Antonelli, we know he's on bad tyres. But can we get moves done? Here we go. Inside line past Antonelli. Bortoleto is into the points. Now we're going to look after fuel. Hulkenberg is within 7. Hulkenberg is within 7 tenths. Bortoleto is within 2. Who do we focus on here? Here comes the Ferrari for 4th place. This could be huge. Come on. Russell's won. Inside line. for the outside acceleration. We're not going to do it. We're just going to come 5th. Bortoleto all over the back now of Pierre Gasly as they go into the final turn. It's going to be similar to what we just saw with Hamilton, but he's not going to find the answer. He's going to hold for 10th. It's a valiant effort for points here in Spa for both cars. And that was a tough day in terms of all the start-stop racing. But Hulkenberg has delivered again. More crashes than I've ever seen before. It was an absolute bouter of a Spa Grand Prix. A Belgian Grand Prix delivered as Hulkenberg goes 5th place. Bortoleto came home 10th. His points, and with Williams and Aston Martin not scoring, it's massive for the constructors because we move, or Aston Martin got 1, sorry, somehow. Sprint, wasn't it, of course. So, Kick Sauber, 15 points in total, and that is a good 14-point swing. Williams with nothing, and that puts us on 87. A couple of pit times in there as well for the Kick Sauber, and that keeps us in 6th. So, happy days for that one. And that is both cars, 5th and 10th. A great finish for Hulkenberg yet again. And now, mid-season review, target position 7th. We are in 5th. And score podiums 2 out of 6 with 3 seasons remaining. The board confidence is high, the money is flowing, and we move to Hungary for round number 14.